Applause. All hail the corgi. The Indiana Fever pulled off a stunning upset in Game 3 against the Atlanta Dream, securing their first-round series win and punching their ticket to the semifinals. What made this victory so special wasn't just the result, but the way it unfolded. With only 2 minutes left on the clock, the Fever trailed by 5 points and had just a 16% chance of pulling off the comeback. Yet, against all odds, they rallied together, showing remarkable resilience, discipline, and heart. Possession after possession, they refused to give in, locking in on defense and hitting clutch shots that completely swung the momentum. Considering everything the team has endured this season, the magnitude of this accomplishment cannot be overstated. They've had to battle through the loss of key players like Caitlin, Sophie, Sydney, Ari, and Chloe, absences that could have easily derailed their campaign. Instead, the Fever turned adversity into motivation. While fans have spent much of the season criticizing Stephanie White, particularly for how she's handled CaitlinClark, she deserves credit for keeping the team grounded and mentally locked in. Despite constant roster changes and a revolving door of players, she's managed to guide the Fever all the way to the semifinals, and the results speak for themselves. Kelsey Mitchell's recent comment,
Coach White has done a good job of talking about how much you guys mean to her. What does she mean to you? Maybe you as well.
Oh man, I've had 5 coaches in 8 years. I've been on, the worst, record teams here in Indiana Fever. So I know where my career started at. I know what I've kind of had to go through to kind of be in this position. I've never had a coach that poured into me respectfully like Steph has. I go where I'm valued, and I've never really felt that as a pro. And so for the first time in my career, I really feel like I have someone that values what I bring to the table as a player and a person. Not just a player, but as a person. So I always love Steph because she gave me an opportunity to kind of be who I am. And it's hard to do that and be that as a professional athlete. And when you find coaches that believe in you, I'll never take it for granted. So thank you, Coach.
Looking ahead, despite the complaints about how certain things were handled this season, the Fever showed they have standout performers and a strong, unified locker room. With Caitlin back in the mix next year, they could very well be contenders. Right after the game, there were also some moments the rest of the league could learn from. The Fever's social media team wasted no time clapping back at ESPN after every analyst picked them to lose, proving the best response is always what you do on the court. Contrast that with Alicia Gray, who had a fan ejected for light heckling, and it's clear which approach earns respect. The Fever themselves handled being booed after their win with humor and grace, shrugging it off and let Now, bringing the focus back to CaitlinClark, the big question after the Fever series win is whether she could make a return. Videos of her practicing in Atlanta and even bouncing on the sidelines suggest that, physically, it might be possible. According to Scott Agnes, the issue is no longer her groin.
CaitlinClark showing you guys how to interact with the fans. You don't pull a Kalia Copper and go to the post-game podium and complain about fans booing. It's a part of the game. CaitlinClark didn't pull an Angel Reese and get a whole fake racism investigation started because opposing fans are booing you. This is stardom. This is how you handle booing fans. You don't go get a fake investigation started because you can't handle people booing you.
Love him or hate him for his comments about Fever fans, Scott is closely connected to the team and rarely shares anything that isn't essentially team approved, which makes his report credible. The good news is that if Caitlin's groin is no longer an issue, she'll be ready to return strong by the start of next season at the latest.
Scott Agnes, it's the groin. It's not the groin, it's the ankle. It's not the groin, it's the ankle. People saying stop lying, man. Scott Agnes is the one person that's been legit. He's the one person, regardless of what you've said, what you think about him. He is the closest thing to an insider.
Becky Hammon might say the Fever haven't seen the best version of the Aces, but in the playoffs, anything can happen. Lower seeds win championships all the time. If Indiana were to reach the finals, it would give CaitlinClark plenty of time to ramp up, which could mirror Michael Jordan's famous sophomore year arc when he came back from a broken foot to drop an NBA record 63 points on the Celtics in 1980.
You actually just referenced it twice. It is Indiana. Dropped 2 of the 3 games to them this year, but you haven't seen them since late July. What excites you about that matchup?
That they haven't seen the real Aces yet. They caught us when we were at a bit in turmoil. Not only that, they whooped us.
The reality, however, is that the Fever have now made it official. Caitlin has been ruled out for the entirety of the playoffs. That means no matter how deep this team goes, her name won't be on the roster, and there's no chance of a last-second surprise return. For many fans, that decision stings, especially when you consider that in sports, the postseason is often when superstars find ways to push through pain and deliver unforgettable moments. Whether the organization underestimated their playoff potential or simply decided that the long-term risk wasn't worth it, the message is clear: they're protecting Caitlin for the future, not gambling with her health in the present. But even with that disappointment hanging over the news, there's still so much for Caitlin's supporters to be encouraged about. The Fever have showcased incredible heart, toughness, and resilience throughout this season, and their ability to rise to the occasion without their centerpiece says a lot about the culture being built in Indiana. If they can do this now, just imagine what they'll look like when Caitlin is back in uniform, leading the charge. Her return next year, combined with the confidence and playoff experience this young squad is gaining, could transform the Fever from an underdog story into a legitimate championship contender. And let's be honest, the image of Caitlin stepping back onto the court with that edge, rocking her black Air Force Ones, maybe still blessed by the lucky corgi magic, is the kind of story basketball fans live for. This year might already feel like a Cinderella run, but next season could be the sequel where the glass slipper fits perfectly. The Fever have the spirit, the fight, and the belief. It's only up to the basketball gods to decide how far this ride goes. And hey, if you've stuck around to the end, you're part of the real Fever family. Drop a big W in the comments to let everyone know you're the true MVP for staying.